I guess I'm walking across Spain.
We just arrived in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France. 2 o'clock, they checked us at the border and this is the starting point. So we're gonna stay at like the most popular Gîte. I don't know how to say it in French. It comes with dinner, it's right across from the office, so on we go. Getting to the start was pretty easy. We arrived at Saint-Jean via the 3-hour train from Madrid to Pamplona. And once we arrived in Pamplona, we actually walked across the city to the bus terminal. There's a pilgrims bus that crosses the border and we just grabbed tickets when we got there. Blanket. There's blankets in this one. What do you think of your first albergue? It's homey. It's comfy. We just checked in to our first official albergue. Weird rules for hostels. A, you can't bring your shoes in or your backpack to your room because it's a bed bug issue. But so far, everything's been really nice. We're shopping now. And also, we got our shells. The ones we identify most with.
Had to switch from beer eventually.
Day 1, kilometer 1, 899 to go. So it's day 1 officially of our Camino de Santiago, the French way. Woke up at 8 o'clock for breakfast, kicked out of our albergue at 8:30. We're only walking to La Borda, halfway up the mountain today, so it's only like a 3-hour walk. Most of the pilgrims are gone by now though, so it's just us wandering the streets. We're taking the Napoleon Route, which is theoretically harder because it goes up and over the mountains versus the other route, which is the Carlos Route, which kind of goes around into another city. But this one has views and it also has some pretty cool albergues on the mountain that we want to stay at. So we're on the Napoleon Route, as you can see. And this is what we wanted to do, but we almost didn't get a chance to do it because it snowed so much that they closed it. And it just opened 2 days ago, so we're super lucky that we get to do it. Halfway through, I was petrified because I heard it was super hard, not finding it that hard. Though I can appreciate that if you're not used to endurance, then it can be a little tricky. What do you rate this as far as difficulty, G?
Somewhere between 5 and 8.
Our trail just changed. We're on mud dirt. Before we were over there on the road. And you get the option, so you could take the road if you didn't feel like getting your shoes muddy. But it's probably only like 30 minutes away. So we're just gonna go play in the mud. Okay, G, what is that? What kind of snail is that?
One that goes in my belly.
Dinner snails. We have like 2K to go. We just finished a little off-roading. A little cloudy on the mountain, but still good. We just pulled into the first albergue. We're not staying here, but apparently has a bar, so we're gonna have lunch here. My Disney dreams are just living right now. We made it. Albergue of the day. Arrived at our albergue for the night. There it is. It's super nice. We're gonna be up there in the dorms. But it only took us like 2 hours and 15 minutes to get here. So we stopped for a drink. But now we're here, just waiting to check in. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna go get people's shower now. Okay. Deal 2. We checked in to our albergue, Albergue La Borda, and it's probably one of the nicest ones on the trail. So I'm just gonna give a quick albergue tour. So yeah, this is my bed. And this is my sleeping bag, which I already have out, and they gave us blankets. And then Pilgrim Life, they also give you like, this is a disposable sheet that they get rid of, so they give you one every time you check in. They also give you these little boxes here for you to put your stuff in so they don't bring your backpacks into the albergue. Another room. And this one has a living room with a view. Yes. This is really, really nice. Good morning. This is our day 2 on the Camino de Santiago, the French way. We just left our albergue, which is Albergue Borda, which is down that hill. This is the hardest day, so I'm told. It's uphill that way. Had an okay sleep. A little bit of a snoring thing in our albergue, but it's okay. Did you go fast?
Oh no.
We've been walking for an hour and a half. We're like halfway through the uphill part, and we found some Canadians. Every time you pass someone that you've seen at an albergue before, it's like the most exciting 15 seconds of your life. And then you carry on. We're on our way up the Pyrenees, and we just switched from the road that we've been walking on to finally a little off-road grassy trail all the way up the mountain and in between those two. Go for it. We just crossed back into Spain, which is so nice because my French is terrible and my Spanish is okay. We're almost done our day 2. I think that down there, I don't know if you can see it, there's the albergue, which is the most famous one on the trail, and then there's the town. We're downhill, so we're already past the highest point. There's some snow. Almost there though. We made it! We made it to the most iconic albergue here because it is in a renovated monastery and it has its own church. This is a religious pilgrimage in its origins. Pretty excited. We arrived. This is Roncesvalles. This albergue is so iconic. It is a monastery turned albergue. It's got like hundreds of beds. We just got here. It opens at 2, so we're an hour early. So we're just gonna chill and then get our stuff in our scrubba bag to wash our shirts and socks, and then try to find lunch. We don't have dinner until 7, so we have 5 hours to kind of just like linger around. So we washed our clothes and had a very long lunch, and now we're just kind of lingering around waiting for dinner. Day 3, Camino de Santiago. We are walking from Roncesvalles to Zubiri. It's supposed to be a pretty easy day, so it's like downhill to flat, passing through a bunch of villages, which is gonna be different since we were just walking through absolutely nothing on the trail. Anyways, leaving this very famous albergue, going to a much smaller one.
Yeah?
No.
You felt the beginning?
This way.
Yeah, there's a Santiago sign up here.
This is our pilgrim friend.
It looks like it's gonna be good.
On the Camino, which is different than any hike I've ever done, since you're just literally walking across the country, you walk through cities, which is super weird for me, but like you can walk through cafes, you can stop for a drink. Pretty cool to walk through all these like small Spanish towns. 7K in and stop for a coffee. So we have been walking for 3 hours and 24 minutes, but we haven't been moving. We've been like, we stopped for coffee in the first town and we're 11K in, we have 10 to go. Gonna pull over somewhere in this town and eat the snacks that we brought from the last albergue. Quick Camino snack. We're in a town. We're 14K in to our third day with 8 to go. Walking through farmland mostly today. A couple little forested areas, but mostly farmland. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah. 5K to go. And we're heading, I think, finally down the mountain to Zubiri. We are 1 kilometer from Zubiri. And I think we're both pretty ready to stop hiking for the day. That's the trail. Feet get kind of sore after 20K, I think. So, almost. We made it! Zubiri! Now we just gotta find our albergue. We actually booked a private one because we could pre-book it and it's Easter weekend. Super busy. So I wanted to be booked. There is an albergue that's municipal here that's only gonna be like 5 to 7 euros. But yeah. We got to Zubiri at 2 o'clock and it's kind of the thing of the Camino, you kind of walk all morning, then you have the entire afternoon to hang in the towns. This one is like really quite a small town with just a few cafes and a couple of restaurants. So kind of walking around aimlessly, taking pictures. Finally in Zubiri and lunch. How good is a sandwich after 22K? Fire. What day is it? 3?
4.
Day 1, day 2.
Day 4.
Day 3. Day 4. We were walking from Zubiri to Pamplona. We just left our hostel or albergue, which is there, which is actually, did you like it?
It's beautiful.
It was really nice and the food was good. The breakfast was good, which is kind of a bit rare these days. And now we have 22 kilometers, but it's like mostly flat, to Pamplona, which is a big city. Okay, we're 3.5 kilometers from Zubiri, and it's a little bit less pretty right now because we've been walking on the highway, but you know, can't have sweet nature paths all the way across the country, can we? Can we? Path finally changed. We're no longer on highway, but it is super manicured the entire way. We're in the forest, but such a nice path, actually. Okay, so this is probably one of the coolest part of the Camino. Is like, it really is camaraderie and community. So we've been here for 4 days and it feels like we know so many people. So this is like the morning time. We've all been walking for, I don't know, 2 hours. And then there's this cool little cafe and all the pilgrims just kind of stop and have a coffee or a drink together. And since you know people, you can just join their tables and like, I don't know, it's just all hikers. It's all pretty Hakuna Matata. We're 11K in, halfway through a day to Pamplona, and the path just turned to this, which is, it's running beside the highway behind that mountain, but this is really, really nice. This is one of my favorite parts so far. We are 14K with just under 8 to go, and look at the view. Pilgrims there, and then there's more pilgrims there. We're on the outside of Pamplona. But like, you get in and you think that you're in, and then I guess it's another 5K to the city center. But it's really pretty. It's also kind of weird walking through city center in your hiking gear and you're like, sticks? Well, everybody else is just living life. Hey G.
Yeah, Pamplona.
We're here.